Are we gonna sing along?
Yes, of course!
I wanna put on my boogie shoes.
Yeah!
I wanna put on my boogie shoes. Just a boogie with you.
My name's Leonard. Well, it's nice to meet you, Wim.
Why are you here?
I suppose I'm here to make friends with you. And your dad's too. But my heart is broken.
Why is it broken?
Because of what I have to do today.
There is a woman carrying something that looks like a pick with a chain and a mallet head.
You see, the four of us have a very important job to do. In fact, it might be the most important job in the history of the world. We were called and are united by a common vision, which has now become a command that we cannot ignore. The four of us are here to prevent the apocalypse. Your family has been chosen to make a horrible decision. If you fail to choose, the world will end.
Films I'm finally seeing, one a day all June long, and then after, if you're asking, yes, I'll be podcasting. 'Cause movie month's back, and I'll be the man, to watch and podcast all month long. Yeah, movie month's back. 30 straight days again, and I hope each day you come along. Please come along, don't just stay here for this song, 'cause it's movie month time, this is the movie month. Hoo, 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 honey, it's movie month time, yeah, this is the movie month. Hoo, 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 honey, it's movie month time, yeah, this is the movie month. Hoo, 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 please listen to me as I talk movies.
Now would I say something that wasn't true? I'm asking you, sugar, would I lie to you? Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Wednesday, June 26th. And you know what that means? That means for the 26th day in a row, I watched a movie I've never seen before, and here I am podcasting in my car. Not in my car for the 26th day in a row, but podcasting for the 26th day in a row about said movie. It's the final Wednesday of movie month. Next week at this time, I will be on movie month vacation, which just means I'll be, working and not watching a movie every day and podcasting about it. Really, nothing much changes except I have more free time. Okay, you're going to go. All right, I'm going to go. Okay, sorry. Thank you very much. Busy traffic. I am going right now to go pick up some hard garden flea and tick for my puppy. She's in the back, so we're going to go together. And then I'm going to take her to the park. And we're going to walk. Then I'm going to come home and put up my podcast. But yes, this morning, folks, and hopefully this comes out okay because I'm not sure how this microphone sounds like right now, but I'm going to go with it. This morning, I watched the 2023 film by M. Night Shyamalan, Knock at the Cabin. The Knock at the Cabin? Knock at the Cabin? Every time I want to say it's something, I say the Knock at the Cabin knocks. Knock at the Cabin. We'll just call it that. And based on the book, The Cabin at the End of the World, or The Cabin at the End of the Woods, I don't know. It's based on a Paul Tremblay book, who is a guy that I know of. I haven't read any of his stuff yet. I'm interested. I wonder if I'm going to read the book. I don't know, but I think he has another book, I think, called Horror Movie or something like that just came out that I would like to read. But I'm not here to talk about the book. This is another book-turned-movie, of course, just like such classic films as Meg 2, The Trench. Oh, did I say this? I don't think I said this yesterday, but I went to the gym where I go swimming, and they have a take a book, leave a book. And wouldn't you know, right there, the day after I watched the movie, they have The Trench, which is the book that I guess the Meg 2, The Trench is based off of. I had to grab it. I don't know if I'll ever read it, but I took it. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, am I going to read all the Meg books? Am I? I just said I wasn't, but now am I? And am I going to go back and read this book by Paul Tremblay, I think? I don't know. I just don't know. There's an infinite amount of books, and, I want to read a lot of them. But today I'm talking about the movie M. Night Shyamalan I fell in love with, obviously the world fell in love with The Sixth Sense. I then loved Unbreakable. I think I loved Signs. I really liked Signs. And then I was okay with The Village. And then, what is it? Woman in the Water, Lady in the Water. I remember being excited for it. And then never seeing it and hearing all these bad things about it. And just, it felt like his career trajectory took a different fork in the road. I'm going to turn my air conditioner up a bit after that movie, and that was like the end of his movies. Like his little movies that he made on his own, like there were the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Then he did After Earth with Will Smith, right? Didn't he do that? And then he did The Last Airbender. And it was just like, The Happening. Maybe The Happening was the last kind of the I never saw that either. And yet I wanted to. And part of me still wants to see it, even though I've heard it's just yikes. But then he comes back with Split. Then he comes back with The Visit. And, the Split was really well received. The Visit, I thought, was kind of like, now he's making these smaller movies that are just... I think people enjoyed it, and I think it did well. And he started making those movies where then he made Old, and I'm basically watching them all. I watched Visit, I watched Split, I watched Glass. Glass was like, hey, I'm bringing Unbreakable together with Split, and I enjoyed it. It didn't. I don't know if it did. I don't know if it did good, but I remember enjoying it, just bringing those movies together into an expanded world. And then we got Old, which was fun, kind of weird, but I watched it, and I don't want to say low expectations, but I'm looking for a movie that is a little goofy, a little spooky, with some twists, and he kind of always seems to deliver with that. And I have to say that I really enjoyed the movie today. I watched it on Peacock. I am a big Dave Bautist-ah fan. This is my third Bautist-ah movie this month. Can you believe it? Guardians 3, Dune 2, and now this. And, geez, I also, last year or 2 years ago, Army of the Dead. I mean, there's a lot of Dave Bautist-ah movies on the movie month listings. And this shows me, and I've seen it in other things, the guy can act. Okay, he's not just a big, brooding, funny man. He's not just a big kick-ass monster, strong action dude. He can act. It kind of takes a special kind of guy to carry the character that he had to carry in this movie. And I think he pulled it off as, one of the main leads, the main quote-unquote villain. I think he pulled it off. I think actually everybody in this movie was, acting-wise, I thought was really good. Jonathan Groff, who I know mostly, was his name? Okay, you have the right of way. I have a stop sign. You have the right of way. Yeah. Thank you. I have a stop sign. You have the right of way. Thank you. Thank you for being nice, but you have the right of way. Okay. Anyway, Jamie St. Germain or something like that on Glee. Yeah, I watched Glee. Oh, I gave up after a while, but I watched it for a few years, and he was excellent on Mindhunters. I think, was he like one of the main dudes in Hamilton? I know he's in some version of it, but was he like the main Broadway? I don't know. I have yet to see Hamilton nor the movie, but I do want to. I should do that for movie month. What the hell? And then I'll wrap the whole thing. But my wife wants to watch it too, and a lot of the times we could just watch. Someday we'll watch it, I swear. Where was I? Oh, he was great. The guy Rupert, I don't know, whoever the hell played his husband, Ben something. He was very good. And the four people they got: Dave Bautist-ah, friggin' Ron Weasley. Is it Rupert Grint? I didn't realize he's supposed to be from Boston until he said Medford. Now you may read the town called Medford. Oh, I just hit a nice pothole. But if you're from Massachusetts, it's just Medford. And he's a British guy, and I thought he did pretty good with that accent. Didn't go too much, but he says Medford because that's how we say it. We say Medford, Mass. So they were good. The little girl was good. I just thought, and it was a small cast. It was the four of them. Some newscasters, that doesn't matter. They had some flashbacks with a couple other people. They didn't matter. It was really the four people who showed up to knock at the cabin, and the two adults and one kid who lived at the cabin. And that is, did I go the wrong way? Yep, I went the wrong way. I went one way, and now I have to turn around and go back the way I came because I'm a dope. So anyway, I'm too distracted by talking movies with you guys. So it really, it wasn't a big special effect movie. Yes, there were special effects used. Yes, there were, mostly in news flashes or, footage of things happening around the world. But the movie itself was just a small movie that relied on 6 people. It was 7 people because that kid was really good. And it almost could have been like a stage play. It really could have been, because it all took place in and around this cabin to the point where it really could have been something, that they could call the footage or listen to the radio. Or, that's how they'd bring in the footage of the news, or you'd have it on TV. But I really think, this could be staged. That's just the way it felt, because it was a very small movie, yet with very large repercussions. So if you don't know what it's about, these 4 randos just show up in a cabin where 2 dudes and their daughter are vacationing, and very random. Like, there's no reason they were chosen, except these 4 people all had similar visions, they say, and they've showed up, and now they're here to tell these people, you need to save the world, and to save the world, one of you has to sacrifice the other. There's 3 of you, one of you has to be a sacrifice to save the world. So you're thinking these are 4 psychopaths there to terrorize these people, and what is it? Are they delusional? Are they having a mass hallucination? Are they correct, or are they faking it and just here to terrorize people? Like, do they believe what they're seeing? Is what they're seeing actually real, or are they just making this up to be? Are they homophobes or just like monsters? But the weird thing is these 4 people. Rupert Grint kind of played basically a homophobic drunk prick, but the other 3 were seemingly they came across as good, normal people who all of a sudden were chosen and all of a sudden had to be like this, had this foisted upon them. Then they met up together, and then they all went to this cabin that they were told to go to, or their visions told them to go to tell these people, one of you has to die by the hand of another one. But what I don't understand is, or they never explained. Now, to show you how realistic we are, we have to put a white, cloth over our head, and one of us has to die every few hours until you buy into it and believe it. So, like, scariness happens. They're freaking out. Who are you? What are you doing to us? We don't believe you. You're psychopaths. And then Rupert is like, well, I'm the first one. He gets down on his knees, and they kill him right in front of them to show them, look, we mean business. And then the girl's like, I have a son at home. This is not, I'm just a cook. I love cooking food, and I have a son at home, please. And then you have to do this. Then she kills herself, or they kill her. They start showing them, look, you need to see what's going on in the news. And there's earthquakes, and there's tsunamis. And that tsunami footage was pretty scary. Tsunami footage always freaks me out. I remember in The Abyss, the giant wave. I mean, in this one, the wave hits. So these disasters that are coming on the news, it is creepy. And that's some of the most effective stuff in the movie. Never mind the performances, but that's them, seeing those things. And then at one point, Dave Bautist-ah is like quoting the newscaster. He goes, I've already visioned this. And he starts saying exactly what she's saying. They killed the two people. Please, you have to do this. You have to do this. One of them, they finally get away when there's two other people. One of them is a nurse. One of them is Dave Bautist-ah. One of them gets a gun. They end up shooting the woman. She doesn't die, but Dave Bautist-ah then kills her. They grab the gun. They're like, you go in the bathroom. You hide in there. And he's like, you have to believe me. You have to believe me. He fights them off, but he doesn't kill them. He's like, I'm not, you have to believe me. So he goes, he gets shot. He goes and sits down, and he's like, this needs to happen. He keeps showing, and you start seeing storms happening around them, lightning strikes, fires, all these terrible things. Things are happening. So they eventually, Dave Bautist-ah dies, and one of the guys who's had a concussion this entire time said he had a vision of someone, and he goes, I believe this now. This is happening. I believe this is what's, this is what needs to happen. I'm okay with it. I've seen visions of when the girl who they adopted, and I see her, having a great life, and you can give this to her if you just, kill me. And the gun goes off, and he dies. Now, in the book, I didn't know this, but in the book, and then, of course, I told my friend I watched this movie, he goes, I read the book. They kill. I'm going to spoil it right now, so keep your eyes, take away for about 10 seconds. In the book, the little girl dies, and that's how they save the world. Much darker if you have to choose that. Okay, I'm back. So the book is a little different how it ends, but the ending. Here's where I didn't say it lost me, but it's a Shyamalan movie. I was expecting that one little oomph. So one of the guys sacrifices himself. The other guy pulls the trigger. Him and the daughter drive off, and they go to a diner, and you start seeing reports where things are easing up. Things, the planes were just falling out of the sky. That stopped. Lightning strikes have stopped. Crazy storms have stopped. Like, it seems like they saved the world. Then they get in the car and they drive away. And that's kind of how it ends. So it seems like what they did, everything was real, and they actually saved the world. Now, I like that these people are basically the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I think even the Jonathan, whatever his name is, Jonathan Groff, his character, the one who dies, I think he even uses the term the four horsemen, but they talked about how they dressed them, the way that they were dressed, colors coordinated with the horsemen or something like that. I don't know. My point is, I wanted something else, some little kicker where something like someone else came in and goes, these four people showed up, and it was like, wait a second, did they save them or did they save them? Something where it's ambiguous. Did they save them? A little something extra to twist in, just where, like, I don't know, someone else shows up at the diner oh, these 4 people showed up, like, or you hear about it all over the world, like 4 people showed up, and all these people, you realize their stories are all together, and you're like, wait a minute, did we all have to do this? Did they stop them? How, I don't know. It's just a curious thing, and then some people will be like, we didn't go through with it, and it still ended, so it's like, wait a sec, something where it just throws them off and it makes them question, oh God, what have I done? And I'm going to bring up The Mist. Remember The Mist? The ending of the movie is so dark, but it made him think I'm doing the right thing. And then it was, oh God, what have I done? So I wanted that. I wanted that extra kick in the gut, to be honest with you. I was kind of hoping we'd get a kick in the gut. We got a sad, bittersweet kind of nudge in the gut. Just not deep enough. I wanted them to go for the jugular. But overall, even though the ending was like, oh, okay, so everything's fine now, I didn't want it to be fine. I want it to be bad. So maybe the book ends more dark. I don't know. That would be interesting to read. I kind of want to read it just to find out. But yeah, I think that's it. I think I kind of covered everything. I like, that Shyamalan does like a Hitchcock thing where he puts himself in his movies. So if you don't know, now you know. There's a moment the TV's on and there's a commercial. The news breaks in while there's like a home shopping network selling an air fryer, and he is the salesman talking about the wonderful air fryer. I just thought that was fun. He's always kind of thrown himself in the movies here and there, I think in every one of his directed movies. See, I don't know. I assume Last Airbender and After Earth are kind of their own things, but his other movies, his kind of movies that are based in, were they in Philly? They're always in Philly, or I think in the city they show in the vision that they were having in the flashbacks. I think everything was in Philly. So in all those movies, he is part of those movies. Signs in Philadelphia? It must be. I don't know. But that's it. I am an M. Night Shyamalan fan. It's not the event for me. It was like, oh my God, another one. Oh, cool. But it's still like, oh, well, that's an interesting concept. I'm going to watch that. Oh, that's cool. He has a new one that comes out, which, this trailer almost like, oh, is it giving it away? Like, what is it going to be? I don't know. But I guarantee you one thing. I guarantee you I will be watching that for Movie Month, probably in 2025. Because I only have a few days left and this movie isn't out yet. And, I realize it's a long drive to the vet. So plus I went the wrong way, so that always helps. But I am on track now. I don't even remember taking the turn to go the right way. Hi, honey. My dog's now sitting up next to me. What do you want? What do you do? What do you want? I'm putting the microphone up against your nose. No? Nothing? Okay. So listen. Good movie. She's got air conditioner blowing in her face, and yeah, that's still. I gotta turn up even more. Good movie. Glad I watched it. Nothing mind blowing. And again, I just wish it was a little. It was harsh. Believe me, throughout it was harsh. But I wanted that ending to not be so. I don't want to say upbeat, but I wanted it to kind of be a little more bonkers. I think that's all. A little more bonkers, a little more like, oh no, what did they just do? Was it worth it? All that stuff. And then I said to my wife, oh my God, if that was given to us, that option, just imagine if we just, the three of us, just us walking the world. Think about it. As long as books are still available, then we're going to be okay. Because, well, I shouldn't say that. Because if there's no food, because books can teach me how to farm. Books can teach you how to do some sort of basic medicine. Maybe, and then maybe I could create some way to generate electricity with water. But if all that goes away, then I'm screwed. But if not, if it's just the three of us, please, like, oh my God, me, my wife, and my puppy. Yeah, I include you in this, girl. Of course. You're my baby. I feel bad for all you, the listeners, but look, if I'm going to choose between my wife and the rest of humankind, I apologize in advance to you, not to my wife. She'll be fine. So that's it, my friends. I am done. I chose the Eurythmics because it's like, are they lying? Are they telling the truth? And then later I thought, it's too late. I'm not going to change it. But I wanted to do bang, bang, bang on the door, baby. Bang, bang on the door, baby. All right, that's it, my friends. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Mastodon's Out Social, and all that stuff at Geek Mentality. The Facebook page is Fans.Experts. The YouTube channel is Fans.Experts. The website is fansnotexperts.com. The dog is a beagle. We're going for a walk right after we go pick up some of our meds. That's it. I'm done. For Little Hagen, you got anything to say? Nope. This is Mikey C saying, see you tomorrow, my friends. We only got a few days left. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, as I said. But until then, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And here is my theme song. This is my podcast. I made it. Geek Mentality is what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe, 'cause I'm kind of funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kind of handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. And please listen to this episode.